dahan.
Excellent. Thank you, Tony. Man, I just said that was some of the best material I've ever said on the show. Hello! Welcome to Solo Playthroughs on this beautiful Monday. I'm no longer muted. Thank you, Tony. Man, I said some things, and I guess that was a one-man show for me. But what I was going to say is here we are on a beautiful Monday, although it is pouring raining in Philadelphia all week, but I like the rain because it just lets me just zen and stuff. It is relaxing, and I love just chilling and listening to the rain when I can be inside playing some board games. What a freaking day that is. But here we are. And then I kind of went on this, wondering who would be the most zen spirits, because when you think about zen, I don't think about Grinning, Trickster, and Thunderspeaker. That is for sure. But I'm excited to pair those two together. I did randomize this off camera, and I used my little spinny wheel, and these are the two that came up, and they're both pretty strong, so we'll see. We got some interesting ideas. You got Grinning Trickster, who is like, I don't really care, I just want to see chaos, and then you have Thunderspeaker, who was sworn to victory to protect the dahan against the evil invaders. So we'll see how that tension works itself out across this game. I'm going to need more reminder tokens for Mr. Trickster over here, because I am using the one of the colors from the Horizons pack. Again, not having isolate tokens is a little annoying. I don't know, greater than games someone can get on that. That'd be really, really nice. Where's my other? Are you an isolate token? Yo, you're a defend token. I know. Riveting TV to start the week, kids. Really, really, I'm glad you tuned in early for this. I'm muted, and now I'm trying to speak, and that's a little bit of a color clash, but we're going to make it work. All right. I don't know who I should be playing against. So I know Tony's here. You know... Who else here? There were like 5 or 6 waiting. But if somebody has a vote of adversary for this one, I just played against England. That was a really interesting game with Ocean and who else did I play with? Lore. Very happy how that went down. I was not happy we did not pull off the win. Got a little unlucky there with the event cards that added a fair amount of blight as the game progressed. But, we'll see. That is part of the game. We just had a couple of boiling pits of blight, not boiling, just something, bottomless pits of blight, something, despicable pits of blight, fathomless pits of blight. Someone could tell me what the word is on that freaking event card, but that was a pretty crushing defeat. Had we been able to avoid all the blight from the event cards, we would have indeed won on the very next, turn. Tony says Sweden. That's interesting. I think I played Sweden 2 games ago. Did I not? Might be afraid of Thunderspeaker, though. Nah. I mean, at this point, I'm not that worried about unfair. I'm pretty sure we just played Sweden 2 games ago. I'm happy to go back to them, but why not? If no one else has a vote, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. I don't even remember who the heck I played as 2 games ago, but I'm pretty sure it was Sweden. Do do do. All right, I'm getting the invader deck set first. I don't know. Oh, actually, I can't do that because I don't know who the heck I'm going against. So we're not going to do this. We're going to put this over here. I know what I'm doing, man. I filmed my top 10 until like late tonight, um, late this morning, whatever. So I'm working on very little sleep here, but so bear with some of the shenanigans. I can't get that set because we might be playing against France. I can't get that set because we don't know what the fear deck's gonna be. But I mean, if we just want to do, we'll just be the all Sweden channel. That's fine. Sweden's cool. Yeah, I think Sweden. I mean, as much as it might be unfair to Thunderspeaker, Sweden would be obviously uh, very, you know, Trickster is kind of a hard counter to Sweden, so I'm actually very not interested in that matchup. Just with the way he uses Strife, yeah, I'm not interested in that matchup at all. Tony, thank you for the suggestion, but I mean, I already did the Let There Be Strife, which was Trickster and someone. No, I did Let There Be Strife. It was Trickster, and I think I used one of the aspects for Shadows. And then I think in the Strength versus Strength series, I had Trickster against Sweden, level 6. And yeah, so we've been there, done that. Sajid says, well, hello there. Short break in our day of mostly gaming. So obviously I had to show up and be annoying. You are never annoying, Mr. Sajid. That's right. Throw a little Mr. in there. Let's be formal. Why not? We'll do that. Let's be formal. It's good. What's that from? It's from something. I can't remember what. All right. I'm going to finish shuffling the crap out of these cards. I'm pretty sure Sajid doesn't have a vote for who I should be playing against here, because I'm not sure he's the biggest fan of Spirit Island. We'll put that up there. So the minor powers, major powers are here. Sajid said, hoping to sneak in a bit of Maze Knight later in the game, though it might be rough sell for the rest of the peeps here. 3 players should be okay, I think. Yeah, man. You get Volkare's Banishment. It's pretty freaking awesome. I don't know if you've seen that one yet, but it's a really, really fun scenario designed for 3 players. It's all 4 cities and Volkare's Camp. It is crazy hard. There is some trick to it in how you have to develop the map, which would be interesting. Later in the day, says Sajid. Yeah, not sure what time it is by you, sir, but hopefully the day is young so you can get in maximum gaming for the rest of the day. I am kind of between Prussia and Scotland in my head, or even Habsburg. Although Habsburg could be really rough. That could be a really interesting challenge. All right, Prussia, Scotland, or Habsburg. Didn't I do Strength v Strength versus Prussia with Thunderspeaker? I think I did. So I think that's Scotland and Habsburg. I'm pretty sure she was my Strength versus Strength there. So I'll try to avoid those matchups with these two. Again, these were 2 of my top 7 spirits as far as strength goes. Oh, I could put that there. Sajid, I have no clue about Spirit Island. I mean, I know the game works and could play it for the most part, but clearly not good enough to recommend yet. No doubt. All right, I'm going to feel that way about a lot of games. It's like, I understand that game, but not good at it. But cool. I'm going to roll this D20. Let's get this Blighted Island card set up. That's an 18, not helpful. I do have a tipping point still in there. That's a 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again, so that was 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, and then 10. Look at me counting backwards by 1. Super, super impressive skills. I know you all are just, how does he do it every time? I'm going to put 5 Blight on the card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember, last week was kind of chaos for me. I was sick. I got a bunch of construction stuff going on. So I did miss a couple of live streams. I'm planning to get 6 live streams on the channel this week. Doing Spirit Island today. I got a double header planned for Friday, tentatively. Tomorrow is going to be Swords of the Coin. Wednesday, will probably be Uprising. I think we're going to get a Too Many Bones on there. And then Fridays, they're going to be Warp's Edge and Mage Knight, I think. So the other two players for Mage Knight would not be very experienced. So unless I want to get to heavily alpha the whole thing, which I don't, anything tough is kind of a no-no. Yeah. Volcarious Banishment is tough. Tough. Tony can vouch for that. We have played it many times. I think we have beaten it twice. So I think we've played it about a dozen times over the last couple of years. And we love it. So, I mean, we could do France. I feel like I just played against France. Oh, that was a game off camera with my friend with Steve. We smushed France. So I guess I could have France in the mix too. All right, shuffling the rest of the event deck because we can at least do that. I will get. Where did I put those cards? Well, France would be an interesting possibility. I actually don't hate that at all. So we'll have Habsburg, Kingdom of Scotland, and France as our three, and we're just going to absolute randomize this because I am rejecting Tony's friendly and helpful suggestion because I'm a jerk. And that's what happens. Sorry, Tony. So rolling a die, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So France is 5, 6. I rolled a 3. We are in Scotland. So the other S, not Sweden. We go to Scotland today. I'm going to Scotland this summer with Tony, actually. So it was meant to be. Tony Barnes says Sergeant Hebel Assault 71013. 71013 is solid recommendation. Tony is the man of ideas today. I'll tell you what. All right, I'm going to put this here and reduce my ugly mug. All of you are super grateful. Like, thank God. I couldn't take it anymore. It was too much. Oh, look how tiny I am. I'm little in a little box. All right. I'm in a weird mood today, guys. And girls. And other. Here we go. We're not playing as France, so this is already shuffled. I could put this over here. And why not? We'll just put that hither. We have to get our terror deck. The terror deck for Scotland is 666. 1, 2, 3. Is it 664? Whoa, 1, 2, like 666. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Did I shuffle this? I don't think I shuffled this. Tony says, "Don't worry, Greg. I've moved on." Yeah, yeah, something like that may make sense. At Tony, do it. And give them, give one of them Tovak because it's simple. Give one of them Crane because it's the best character in the game. I'm poking the bear, Sagitt. Sagitt is Team Arisia, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So Sagitt says, so Greg, you mean there are other days when you were not in a weird mood? There's some, 1 or 2. 1 or 2 out of a month. 1 or 2 out of a month. All right, I think I shuffled that twice maybe, but I don't know. It's a thing. So 664. That's done. This goes over here. We get our dividers. 4 cards, terror level 3. 6 cards, terror level 2. 6 cards on the top. All right. Scotland's got a bunch of stuff we're going to need to remember. Let's figure out our starting boards. So I'm going to roll a die for Trickster's board. Board D! Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I love board D. It's so good. All right, we're going to the next board. It cannot pair with board. Nope, I lied. Board, that's E and F that have those issues. So we got D and E. D and B. It's like, whatever. Whatever you see on the board, the table, that's correct. So just ignore everything I'm saying. Excellent. People are like, that's not hard to do. We ignore you all the time. Let's talk about Scotland. Let's talk about Scotland, baby. All right, Scotland, additional loss condition, trade hub. If the number of coastal lands with cities is ever greater than 2 times the number of boards, so that means in a 2-player game, it would have to be 5 coastal cities, so all but 1. The invaders win. Escalation for level 2, ports spread outward on the single board with the most coastal towns and cities. Add 1 town to N lands, the number of lands, with the fewest towns and equals number of players. So this means that one board is going to get really ugly as this game progresses. Fear, difficulty level 1. Game effects, trading port for level 1 so Scotland 1, after setup in coastal lands, each cards add a town instead of an explorer. Coastal lands invader cards do this for a maximum of 2 lands per board. Still lots of towns on the coast. Seize opportunity during setup, add a city to land number 2. Place coastal lands on the 3rd stage 2 card and move the 2 stage 2 cards above it by, wow, great. So there's a bunch of setup stuff. Let me get the coastal lands card out of here. So we got that done. And I'll set up the entire deck when we do all those instructions together. Chart the coastline. The coastlines build cards affect lands without invaders so long as there is an adjacent city, even if that city is not coastal, by the way. Level 4, ambition of a minor nation. During setup, replace the bottom stage 1 card with the bottom stage 3 card, which is really rough. And then run off and bilge water after a ravage action adds a blight to a coastal land, add a blight to the board's ocean without cascading. Treat the ocean as a coastal wetland for this rule and for blight removal movement. And then finally, exports fuel inward growth after the ravage step. Add a town to East Landland land that matches a ravage card which is within range 1 of a town or a city. So lots of Scotland nastiness. We're going to take the Invader Stage 3 cards. I'm going to roll a die. The first die is going to be the one I'm taking out. So I'm taking out card 4 and I'm rolling this die again. I rolled a 5. I'm going to put that off to the side for now. We have the Coastal Land card here. We have these 4 Stage 2 cards remaining. I'm going to need to get exactly one of them to take out of the game. I rolled a 6, not helpful. I rolled a 1, that's out. I'm rolling this die again. I rolled a 3, taking the middle card, putting that on top of the 4 stage 3 cards. We're putting the Coastal Lands card on top of that. Now I'm taking the stage 3 card I put aside earlier, putting it there. We have these 2 stage 2 cards. I will randomize the order of them. That's a 3, and that one will go on top. So we have 2, 2, 3, Coastal Lands 2, and then 4 3s, and then finally we have 2 stage 1 cards that are going to be on the very top of the deck. So I rolled a 4, this is out, and I roll again. That's a 5 6, and why not? We'll just randomize it for good measure. 6, and then this one goes on top. That will be for the initial explore. Let's get everything set up on the board. We're going to need 12 dahan. We'll put our Sands dahan in 7 and 3. We're going to have our Mountains dahan in 5 and 7. We're going to have our Wetland dahan in 1 and 1. We're going to have our Jungle dahan in 8 over here on board B, and 2 over here, and that's all of the dahan. We have our starting blight. We have our starting blight in land 5 on board D. We have our starting blight in land 4 on board B. We have a starting city in 2. We have a starting city in 2. We also have an additional starting city in both land 2s as per Scotland, as Scotland 2. We're going to put towns. We have a starting town in land 6 on board B and a starting town in land 7 on board D. B and D, very similar sounds at times. All right, Deep Thoughts by Greg. We're going to put 2 presents on the starting board, one in the highest number land with dahan, so that is land 7, and then one in land number 4. That is Trickster's setup. Remember, Trickster's growth is a pick 2 spirit. He's very bored by doing the same thing, so it does cost him 1 energy to reclaim his cards, but he can also move a presence. He can gain energy equal to his number of card plays. Again, he really likes doing different things, so card plays are super helpful for him. He can gain a power card. That's growth option C. I kind of did this out of order, so growth option A, then D, now C, and growth option B is add a presence within 2 of where you have presence. The top presence track is 1, moon symbol, 2, any element, fire, 3 energy. The card play track is 2 card plays, push 1 dahan from one of your lands, 3 card plays, 3 card plays, 4 card plays, air, and 5 card plays. We have our special rules for Trickster. Special rules are real flair for Discord. After one of your powers adds a strife in a land, you may pay 1 energy to add 1 strife within 1 of that land. And then cleaning up messes is a drag. After one of your powers removes blight, destroy 1 of your presents. So ignore this rule for let's see what happens. Again, we don't like removing blight because that's boring. All right, innate powers. Let's see what happens. We have, it's a fast power. If we have 1 moon, 1 fire, and 2 air. So let me get this set up. So the elements that Trickster cares about here. Did get the tokens aside. So sun and moon, fire and air. And then the animal will be near the end. All right, so if we have 1 moon, 1 fire, and 2 air during the minor power phase, discard minor powers for the deck until you get the land. One that targets that land uses text effect on the target land immediately, ignoring normal range and targeting restrictions. All up to instructions must be used at max. Treat all ors as ends. And it is not considered a card of yours or a card in play. Its effects are treated as performed by the power as if its text were copied here. If we have 2/1/2, you may forget a power card to gain the just use power card to hand and gain an energy. Again, we like new things. Why don't you and then fight is another fast power. If we have 3 moon, we can make the power slow, which can be super helpful. If we have 3 air, we can add a strife. Remember, whenever we add a strife, any of our powers, so innate powers or power cards, we can spend an energy to add another strife within range 1. We have 3 sun or 3 fire, 1 invader and 1 dahan deal damage to each other. And then if we have 3 beast, if target land has a beast, do 2 damage. Otherwise, you may gather a beast. Now, remember, all of this can only happen in 1 land. It can only happen in 1 land, which is range 0. So, again, it's a lot of cool ideas, but it's really hard to pull up multiple levels of it in the same land because, again, you need a beast, you could add a strife, you need a dahan and an invader there. But again, super, super helpful primarily as a way to get more strife out on the board. So, really dig that power. To pick 2, we got these over here for spirit picking, and then we have some dice for elemental tracking. I will get some defense dice as well. All right, we go to Thunderspeaker. Thunderspeaker is about 2 presence on the starting board, 1 of each land with the most dahan. So we get a presence in 3, we get a presence in 8. We're going to flip her over. Thunderspeaker was the original badass of Spirit Island. She is super, super strong when you learn how to use her and manipulate dahan placement and some of her unique power cards, which are very, very strong. The elements that she cares about is sun, air, fire, and animal. We've got some dice over here to track her elements. Her presence, her growth options, we'll start with there. Her growth option A is reclaim cards, gain 2 power cards. You gain 1 at a time, so you gain 4, choose 1, pick 4, choose 1, pick 4, choose 1. She can add 2 presence with her second growth option. Within 2 of where she has presence, it has to be to a land with dahan. And to a land with dahan. And then we have growth option 3, add a presence and gain 4 energy. Her top track is 1 energy, air, 2 energy, fire, sun element, and then 3 energy. Her bottom track is 1 card play, 2 card play, 2 card play, 3 card play, reclaim 1, 3 card play, and 4 card play. That will go there. Her special rules: she is ally of the dahan. Her presence may move with dahan. When a dahan moves from one of her lands to another, she can move 1 presence along with it. Sworn to victory for each dahan destroyed by invaders ravaging. So only by ravaging, nothing else. Destroy 1 of your presence within range 1 after losing presence to blight if relevant. So if you have presence in a land that's getting ravaged and the ravage is not defended, the ravage will destroy 1 of your presence, and then if it also destroys the dahan, then you also destroy an additional presence. So it can be a really, really brutal moment. So you are sworn to victory. You are not like mildly interested in victory. You are definitely sworn to victory. Innate powers: gather the warriors. If you have 4 air, the power can be made fast. Otherwise, if you have 1 beast, you can gather with the 1 dahan per air you have, and then you can push with the 1 dahan per sun you have, and then lead the Fury's Assault is also a slow power, range 0. Again, gather the warriors is range 1. This is range 0. If you have 4 air, this also can be made fast. You can destroy 1 town for every 2 dahan in the target land, and if you have 4 sun and 3 fire, you can destroy 1 city for every 3 dahan in the target land. So trying to get 3 dahan into land 1, land 2, and then trying to get that 4/3 would be awesome. But again, 4/3, that's a lot of card plays. Again, we only start with our 1 card play at the beginning of the game. So we'll see how quickly we can get up to that. So that is everything. Do want to go through the unique powers. Let me take a look at the chat. Holy cow! Saget says, so Greg, you mean there? Wait, Saget, you poke Bear. Bear pokes Greg. All is well. Did you just call me a bear, by the way? I am like 5'5", 160 or something. Did I call you a bear? I don't know. I don't think I did. Maybe I did. Saget, or you were probably right at like 5'5", whatever stupid imperial measures mess with my nice orderly metric brain. Oh, dude. Yeah, that's it. Things that bother me more than they should. I think about this, how dumb we are. It's like, why? Why? It's so orderly. Why did we do this weird thing to our children? Yeah, whatever, man. We got some ideas in this country, but we are stubbornly going to stick to it forever because that's what we do. All right, let me mute this for a second. I promise I will unmute it. I promise. 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 The last vestiges of whatever ailment knocked me on my ass last week for sure. All right, unique powers. I unmuted it. See, I keep true to my word. We're gonna go to Trickster's unique powers. He has 3 slow powers and 1 fast power. We'll go one at a time here. So impersonate authority is a slow power. It gives you a sun and an air element. It and an animal, by the way. Not exactly sure why it has an animal, but it does. Oh, I guess because you are an animal. That makes sense. Great. So slow power, range 1, target any land, add a strife. Remember, when you add a strife, you can also spend an energy to add 2 strife with 1 card. It's really, really nice. Unexpected Tigers. I love the name of this card. Super, super fun. Don't use it a ton, but it's a very cool card thematically because, tigers are unexpected. And that's just, you wouldn't expect to see them, and there they are. It's like, boom, unexpected tigers. All right, we have a moon, we have a fire, we have an animal. Slow power, range 1 from where you have presence, target land any. 1 fear if invaders are present. If you can gather 1 beast, do so, then push 1 explorer. Otherwise, add a beast. Incite the mob. It is a 1 energy slow power. It has a moon, a fire, and an air, and an animal tag. It is slow power, range 1 from where you have presence, but the target land must also have invaders. 1 invader with strife deals damage to other invaders, not to each invader, and then 1 fear per invader destroyed by this power. Super strong. Over enthusiastic arson. It has a fire and another name of cards that I just love. I just love Trickster's flavor so much. I think I had them, number 3 on my most fun spirits, maybe number 2. So over enthusiastic arson. It has a fire and an air. Speed is fast. Range 1. Target land is any. Destroy the town. It's a tough word today. Discard the top card of the minor power deck. If it provides a fire, your fire was really over enthusiastic. You generate a fear, do 2 damage, and also add a blight. Not great. We're not a big fan of the blight right now. And confirming, yeah, the blight, only blight we care about for Scotland's second blight that goes in the ocean does also have to be from a ravage, so that will help prevent too much chaos. But again, we're always kind of pushing the envelope a bit with our fearless rodent otter friend Trickster. Which, what are you, Trickster? I still don't even understand the art on Trickster to some extent, but yeah, I love what it does. It's like so freaking cool. All right, Thunderspeaker. I mean, speaking of not understanding the art, I don't know why there is like an otter coming off Thunderspeaker's head, but what do I know? It's cool. We'll keep it. Words of warning: you look beautiful. I'm not criticizing you. Please do not smote me with your manifestation of power and glory. All right, words of warning. It is a fast power. It costs 1 presence. It has sun, air, and animal tags. Target land has to be 1 away from half presence. Target land has to have dahan, defend 3 during ravage. Dahan and target land deal damage simultaneously with the invaders. Can be helpful. Ideally, they don't die with the ravage anyway, so it's just a little extra kicker on the card, but ultimately you're hoping you're defending enough to not, get smushed. Voice of Thunder. It is a slow power. It costs 0. It has a sun and an air. Speed is slow, range 1 from where you have presence. Target land is any. Push up to 4 dahan if invaders are present. Or if invaders are present, get 2 fear. Sudden ambush is a 2 cost fast power. target land within range 1 of where you have presence. Sun, air, and animal tags. You may gather a dahan. Each dahan destroys 1 explorer. And then finally, manifestation of power and glory. It costs 3, so it's sucker's expensive, but it has a sun, a fire, and an air tag. Speed is slow. It can only be used in a place where you have presence, and then 1 fear. Each dahan deals damage equal to the number of your presence in the target land, and that's each dahan. It is a monstrously powerful card. Again, we're going to want to use that in land 2. We'll probably get to that a lot longer before we get to the higher level of Lead the Furious Assault. Sad just says, anyway, have fun with this. I have to bail. See you around later in the week. For sure, sir. For sure. All right. Let's make the magic happen. We're doing the initial explorer. The initial explorer is into montañas. It's mountains in Spanish. So I was hoping it was wetlands to get this nonsense out of the way, but hopefully wetlands is out of the game. That would even be better. But I have concerns. I have lots of concerns. So that goes there. This goes there. This goes there. So we have 4 explorers. Remember, in future turns, any of the explorers that would have gone into the coastal lands, so specifically this one, oh, just that one. Woof, that is the worst card to come out early against Scotland. That would have been a town instead of explorer. Speaking of stuff that should be on the board, though, we should have a disease here and a disease here, and we should have a beast in the lowest numbered land without a pre-printed setup icon. That is land 3 on board D, and that is land 5 on board F. We're going to go to growth options. Growth option number... No. Ooh, I haven't played Trickster in a while. What do I love about you? All right. Do I want to... This is probably better fast. I have a dahan there in 5, which makes me happy. That'd be a good place for some strife. I could just wipe out one of those cities on land 2 right off the bat. Will I have the energy to do all of that? I think so. I think so. Yeah, this seems like just too good a play. I'm not going to overthink this. So we have Incite the Mob and Impersonate Authority. Obviously, we're going to do my growth options. Let's figure out how I want to do this. So I'm going to do growth option number... the growth option B, which is going to allow me to place a presence. I will place a presence... Do I want to push the hunt anywhere? I could do a presence range 2. I could probably benefit to get more dahan over to Trickster over there. To Thunderspeaker. Do you want to get more presence on the coast? So, man, wetlands is going to be an absolute disaster. Wetlands is going to be an absolute disaster. Sun, fire. Wondering if I... Yeah, I kind of like getting up to 3 card plays and then blitzing the top track. You're getting all those elements is really helpful. But maybe top track's the way to go, because then I can forget a power, keep a card. Yeah, that gives me more options. I'm just going to do top track, so I won't have to worry. I won't get the push 1 dahan. I mean, getting up to that any can be really strong, too. I'm of 2 minds. It's been a while. All right, I'm good. Do I need sacred sites? I'm not sure. I don't think I need sacred sites. Does Thunderspeaker have this puppy covered over here? That's probably going to blight. That's going to blight Cascade. Automatic. I could do over enthusiastic arson there, do a strife there. All right, so I have Trickster's board kind of mapped out. The question is, where the heck do I want to add this presence? I will add this presence here, and let's just try to get into that anchor up there in the corner. Then we're gonna get, I'm gonna do this growth option. I get +1 energy. I get, I'm sorry, I gain energy equal to my card plays. My card plays is 2, so I get 2 energy. Additionally, I'm gonna get 1 energy from the presence track. So there's 2, and here's 1 more. We're gonna do my element check. So I'm doing all of Trickster stuff. I might, I'll just try to talk through what I'm doing. But obviously, I'm just doing all of Trickster's growth and kind of setup before I go over to Thunderspeaker. My elements here, we do have 1 fire, or sorry, 1 sun, 1 fire, 2 moons, 2 air, and 2 beast. So I don't have 3 of anything, so I can ignore why don't you and them fight. But I do have the 2nd level of let's see what happens. So that's another fast power in round 1, which I appreciate. We're going to go over to Thunderspeaker. Thunderspeaker, again, starts with 1/1. We're obviously doing growth option 2. We're adding 2 presents. They both have to be added to a land with dahan. I could defend 3 there. Oh, I can gather and destroy wolf. Maybe that defend 3 is not as helpful. Do I do that? That's not crazy. So I can gather a dahan there, just kill that thing, and just have this defend 3. I'm still going to Blight Cascade there. I really don't have much of a good option for that one. I'll get the 2 energy. I'll be able to do sudden ambush, kill that explorer. It will really help some things. If I already, that's stupid. If I've already have a dahan there, I could do words of warning there next turn. That's going to be a much more effective thing. So I won't do sudden ambush. I'll save that for next turn. These 2 slow powers are interesting. I'm literally tempted to do 0 card plays. Just get the presence out, get the energy. I mean, I could just get fear. But I could just try to set up for a Mondo manifestation of power and glory. In land 2 next turn, but that's gonna absolutely murder me. Presence. Push 2. Yeah, I think I play 0 card plays. I'm just gonna like chill. There's no point in doing Voice of Thunder right now. I'm not pushing anything. I don't really want to chase the fear. I do want to be able to push those in there at some point and just really take care of those coastal cities, because that would just really help open up both boards if I could do that. Sudden ambush isn't going to make any sense. I have Voice of Thunder, so that's fine. If I can get these elements out, that's even better. The 2 energy returns, nice if I can really avoid growth option 3 there. So I'm just going to chill. That's range 1. So yeah, we're already set. So I'm going to put a presence here and a presence here. and not do any card plays with Thunderspeaker. I'm not seeing the point the way that these that this specific board state is. There's really nothing I want to do this turn with these cards, so I'm not going to do it. So that's about it. We're going to go to the invader phase. We do the slow power phase or the fast power phase. I'm going to target a land one away from my presence that has to have invaders. I'm going to target land. Well, I'll be defended there. Oh, I get 2 energy from the presence track. I regret this. I do this. I mean, the nice thing that really will prolong my reclaim, kind of. Because then I can do 2 and 1, get 4 energy, 3 card plays. Now I only get new cards when I do the growth. Yeah, so getting 1 of 2 card plays is silly anyway. But yeah, I can do this and this. I mean, I might do this and this just so when I reclaim, I could play 3 cards. Yeah, I think this just makes the most sense. It's an unusual opening for me with Thunderspeaker. I don't think I've ever done that before. All right, so I'm going to target a land. 1 away from where I have presence, and the land has to have invaders. I will target land. I mean, I'm so scared to get blight, lose presence. Like, this could be super bad. So I will. I could do something crazy like that. Yeah, I will target land 8. And so I'm going to draw the top minor power card. It has to be land targeting. This is a spirit targeting card, so that doesn't count. This is land targeting. So it has to target a land without it. So I ignore all of this, right? So this whole card is blank. So I ignore all targeting restrictions. The only thing that matters is this text box. And in that, it says I can gather an explorer or a town, explorer or a town into land 8, or I can gather up to 2 dahan into land 8. I will. I don't want to do any of that, to be quite honest. But I have to. Oh, and it's not. Treat all ores as ends. Wow. Right. So I have to do all of this. So I have to gather. I have to gather a town because I can't gather explorer, and I have to gather up to. I have to gather the max. So I have to gather 2 dahan in there as well. So now I just have a situation where we are now going to be building a city, which is not what I wanted to do. And yeah, that's going to change some things for me. Interesting. I think that will kind of work in a weird way, but now I have problems with that. Now, I kind of like that card, but it has to target a land without blight. I could keep that card and forget a power and get an energy. Am I using Unexpected Tigers? Probably not as much. Oh, those elements are so much better. I mean, this does give me a sun and an air, but it doesn't do much else for me. I mean, forget a power card to gain the just use power card to land, but then I will not have. Let's see what happens next turn because it does not have a moon, and I don't think that is a good idea. Oh, I won't have. Let's see what happens next turn anyway because I won't have 2 air. So, and I can get the moon from there. So actually, this would give me. Let's see what happens by giving me a 2nd air. Great. So I will keep this. I'll get rid of Unexpected Tigers, and since I forgot that power, I get to gain an energy. Obviously, did not want to forget any of the powers that I had in play, so that totally works. And I have done. Let's see what happens. Let me check the chat. Gabriel, I think Eric Royce said about Thunderspeaker's weasel hat is that it was a sign that she's approximating human form and doesn't quite get it right down to every detail. Oh, interesting. Cool. Thank you, sir. I appreciate the font of knowledge, dropping some wisdom in the chat. I always appreciate that. All right, let's move on from here. Sorry that was a little painstaking. Getting my head wrapped around these 2 spirits at the same time is always first round is always like the sketchiest, where I'm like, what am I doing? What are games? What is Island of Spirit? Whoa, man, I still am I'm a little perplexed as to what the heck happened where I had to gather an explorer or a town. Use text effects up to instructions used at their max. Yeah, so I had to gather a town because I couldn't. Wow, that was an unfortunate thing that just happened there. Great. We are going to go to there is no Blood Island effect. We're going to go to the event. The event just flips over. We are not carrying it out in the first round with the Jagged Earth rules. We have no fear cards to get rid of. So now we go the invader steps. The invaders are doing a build step. We're going to do a build in land 8. It is now a city. We're doing a build in land 6. Or land 5, it is now a town. We would build on land 2, except we can't. The disease comes off, and we're building a town in land 7. The next invader card is absolutely going to be wetlands. Oh my gosh. That was so unbelievably predictable. Yikes. And yikes. So we get a town here, a town here. That was so predictable. All right, this is going to be a short game, kids. We're going to may have to run this back. We get a town there, and we get one explorer here. So again, that was the invader card, the explorer card. That resolves, and then everything moves over. And woof, that was the worst possible card. Have I told you how much I love board D? Um, Well, let's make this happen. So, no powers with Thunderspeaker. We do impersonate authority allows me to add a strife. I'm going to add a strife to land 8. I'm going to add it to that city. I'm going to spend 1 energy to add another strife with my special power. We're going to add that strife into land 1. I had other plans in mind, but obviously we had to go a different direction. Incite the Mob is going to have 1 invader with strife do damage to other invaders in its land. So the city is doing 3 damage. It destroys this town and this explorer. Generates 1 fear because the town was destroyed. And then we get additionally 1 fear per invader destroyed by the power. So we're up to 3 fear. And that is the end of the slow power phase. Wetlands, number 2 off the top. So awesome. We're now, that is like, because it's literally Wicked Scotland, the only board D and wetlands. It's the only time that a stage 1 card is going to put 3 towns into play just because of the explore action. So it's a really bad card. Woof. All right. Let's make the magic happen, kids. We're going to go back to growth. 8 should be fine now. 5's obviously a problem. Enticing Splendor can take care of that, though. Overenthusiastic Arson is super sketch to do in a land where you have presence, because again, if you pull a fire, you're going to be adding a blight. Ugh. Dude, the card that flipped over was Gradual Corruption, which would have been pretty awesome early. So that kind of sucks. I guess I can gather more into 1. Add the presence. Yeah, try to get up to that any. Just do 2 card plays until I get up to that any, because it could be such a nice way to unlock a bunch of things. I really won't need energy, so maybe I gain a power card, see what's up. No. Gain energy with a card plays. I mean, I wouldn't mind losing that, right? It's 1 energy to reclaim cards. I mean, at some point, I'm going to need more than 4 cards in my hand. Maybe, maybe. All right, I'm going to place a presence 2 away from where I have presence. I'm going to place this presence, or within 2 of where I have presence. I probably maybe should consider getting a sacred site somewhere. Maybe not. I'll put this presence. Here. I will not have the second level of that, so I can't really forget a power and keep that card anyway. Do I just want to load up on energy, try to make a play for a major? We're gonna get 2 energy from the presence track. So I did this growth option. The question is, what am I gonna do for my other growth option? I wonder if gaining a power card is probably the right play here, because I'm gonna want to get a major sooner rather than later. So yeah, let me get a power card. It will just give me some options. So Call the Dahan Ways does have a moon, which I like. Replace 1 explorer with a Dahan. Haunted by Primal Memories has a moon and an air. 1 fear, defend 3. If beasts are present, +2 fear. That's a pretty strong card. It kind of does what I want from Enticing Splendor. So Haunted by Primal Memories is a very strong consideration. Prowling Panthers and Visions of a Fiery Doom. Prowling Panthers has a moon and a fire. It has 1 fear, add a beast. It can only target a land that has mountains or jungles, and a Vision of Fiery Doom is 1 fear, push an explorer or town. If you have 2 fire, add another fear. I like Haunted by Primal Memories. The defend is super strong. So that's out. And I'm going to play Haunted by Primal Memories and Overenthusiastic Arson, which gives me, again, 1, 2 moon, 1 fire, and 2 air. It gives me this one more time. I do not have 3 of anything, so I won't bother putting out the dice. We're good there with the math. We go to Thunderspeaker. Thunderspeaker is probably doing growth option 2 again. Interesting. So we're going to add 2 Dahan. I'm going to get 2 energy from the presence track. And we're going to do 1 from the top, 1 from the bottom. We got all sorts of problems. Man, wetlands is especially wetlands exploring into a place that already has a town is really bad. Really bad. I have to play this defend power. I mean, uh, the fact that sudden ambush is just pretty useless. Although, maybe, woof. Can I get 2 Dahan in there? Maybe. I'm missing the sun. That's... Ha! I can't get the 2 sun I want here. But I have that. Oh, that will allow me to do some things. But I still won't have the 2 sun. Woof. If I do this, I have that fire. We have this. That. It's building a city, though. You may gather. That's not good. That's really not good. I'm probably blighting here, and it's also building another city. Remember, we're about to hit the stage 2 escalation, but it's going to add towns freaking everywhere. For every 2 dahan. After that. Set that up for next turn. All right. We will have to make this work. All right, we're gonna do voice of warning, or words of warning, and voice of thunder. It's gonna give me 2 sun. It's gonna give me 1 fire, 2 air, and a beast. That unlocks. Well, I have to put these 2 presents on the board. Places where I have dahan, I will place. I literally reclaiming. Oh, I'm gonna lose. No. City. Ah, that wetlands card was so bad. Like, just such a horrendous, horrendous card. Like, there's no real way around it. Maybe I let this blight. But, oh, I mean, just, oh, what a garbage card that was, man. Hold on to the defense 3. Yeah, it's really hard to communicate how freaking awful that card is. Right. And if that ravages and destroys that, then I lose a presence, which means that I'm looking at spending sudden ambush, which means I'm not triggering Lead the Fury's Assault, which is super bad. I just did those 2. I'm not especially close to a fear card. Yeah, I don't see a better play, but yeah, this is a bad card. It's a bad card board D. It's a bad card board B. Just where that thing was just still chilling. But here we are. So we are gonna put this presence. Has to be a land with dahan. So range 2. I like my presence everywhere, so I'll put a presence there, and I'll put a presence there. So I just 1 presence for each dahan on my board. So when I start moving the dahan, I can have maximum flexibility with moving my presence. All right, so I do have this, and I have the first level. The second level, Lead the Fury's Assault. Remember, that first level is just a kicker that you can make it a fast power. If I had 4 air, I have 3 air, so I'm pretty close to 4. We are going to do fast powers. I'm going to defend 3 and land 7. And let me get the defend dice. We are going to get 1 fear off the top, defend 3 in land 5. That's done. It's 2 away from where I have a sacred site. I'm going to use over enthusiastic arson on land number 3. I'm destroying a town. That's a fear. That is going to give me a. Now I have to draw the top minor power card. It does not provide fire, which is great. So that's done. I'm going to do let's see what happens. Range 1 from where I have presence. I am just worried about Adding blight. I will do, let's see what happens in land 2. Why the heck not? It is a defend 5. Do I want a defend 5 power? I would have to forget this to get it. It has none of my elements. Yeah, it has to be in the land, so the increasing to range 1 is garbage. Now, if it was not like an increased range thing, then I could do, like, I would always pretend like I have the kicker, I believe. Nope, maybe not. That could be wrong. Yeah, I don't think this defend 5 card. Well, defend 5 might actually save Thunderspeaker's board. Move a presence, add a presence. Gives me an energy. So I can move a presence, add a presence there, do a defend 5. Or even if I do a defend 5 there, because that's going to have a city. Fine. I'll lose Enticing Splendor. I'm going to get Sap the Strength of Multitudes, and then that gives me an energy. And we're going to reclaim cards next turn. So when I have to spend an energy to reclaim, that will be super helpful. So that is done. All fast powers are resolved. We go to the invader phase. There is no Blighted Island effect. There is going to be our first event card of the game. Is stages 1 or 2. We are in stage 2. Invaders do not ravage and lands unless there are more invaders than the current terror level. Current terror level is 1. That will not apply anywhere that is. That will apply in land 8. What a. This is not going well. That's really bad. So that city would have been destroyed, and now it's going to hang around for another day because that's what it does. It needs land with a beast. 1 damage per beast. That's useless. And then leave the hostile land. At each land, push 1 dahan per badlands or disease to lands without badlands or disease. I have to push this dahan. I will push it into land 5, which is better. We do the ravage step. It's not ravaging there because there's only 1 invader, and we are terror level 1, and we need more invaders than the current terror level. We are ravaging here. We're defended 3, ravaging 3, retaliate, wipes both of these suckers out. So that's a fear 2 away from our first fear card. Ravaging here, it is defended 3, ravaging 3. This explorer survives, but the dahan does kill that town. So we're 1 fear away from our first fear card. That's done, and now we go to the I totally screwed up. I don't have the reminder. Actually, I caught it in time. There was no ravage step last turn. Where is that? Whatever. Where is the reminder? All right. I don't always use these anymore, but this one I think is especially helpful. All right. After the ravage step, we have to do some other things. We have to add a town matching the ravage card that is within range 1 of a city or town. So we get a town here, a town here. It's got to be only inland lands too. So a town there, and a town back here. Yeah, level 6 is pretty brutal. So we remembered that. Did I forget anything else? No. Great. We're now ravaging inland 2. That's going to be a blight. And then that's going to be a blight that goes into the ocean as well. That is the end of the ravage step. So I did the adding the experts fuel inward growth out of order, but we got there. These defense can come off the board. I took that fear for that, right? I think I did. All right, so we go to the build step. We're building a city in land 6. We're building a city in land 1. We're building a city in land 1, and we're building a town in land 3. There are no invaders there, but it is within range 1 of a city. We're going to do the explore step. Exploring mountains. We're adding a town in land 2. That's terrible. We're adding an explorer in land 7. We're adding an explorer in land 5. We're adding an explorer in land 8. On the single board, so this should have happened immediately, actually. On a single board with the most coastal cities and towns, we have 4 there. We have 5 here. So on this board, we're adding 2 towns to end lands with the fewest towns. So we're going to add a town to 4, 6, or 7. I'll add a town to 6. We'll add a town to 7. Seems reasonable. And then we did all the explore stuff, so invader cards advance. Oh. Yikes. All right. I'm gonna bleh. I'm gonna push these 2. We're gonna use Voice of Thunder. We're gonna push these 2 into here, bringing my presence. Set up a manifestation of power and glory there next turn. We are going to target land. I have 2 sun and 3 air. So I'm going to defend 5. I can let 6 rabbits next turn. Yeah, I'm going to target land 6. I'm going to gather up to 3 dahan because I have 3 air. I'm going to gather these 2. I'm pulling my presence with it. And then I could push up to 2 dahan because I have 2 sun. I'm going to push 1 here with the presence and 1 here with the presence. 6 is just going to be a problem. And now we're doing Lead the Fury's Assault. I have the 2 sun and the 1 fire. I'm going to destroy a town here. That's a fear. That's a fear card. We're halfway there. And by halfway there, I mean not even close to halfway there. But that's done. We had no slow players with Trickster. He's very fast. All right, these cards are out. Discard pile over here. Discard pile over here. Take a drink. This has been a really bad sequence of invader cards, and it does make me a little nervous. Ravage build. Again, we have 4 coastal lands that have cities. If I can get 3 air, that will help this. Except that doesn't have an air, does it? Oh, man, it's really bad. All right, I'm spending an energy to reclaim cards. I'm going to move a presence. Nope. I'm not going to move. Defend 5. I can move a presence one. I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to just add a presence. I'm going to add this presence here. I'm looking at that defend 5. What am I doing here? Destroy as an explorer. Ooh. That's enticing. I'm enticed. I'm super enticed. This is me being enticed. This can come off. Three air. Defend 3. If dahan will have an event, I can try to get lucky. If you have a fear card. Oh. This will work. This will work. It's a weird turn. Super. That won't work. This sap the strength of multitude just has no elements that I like. Me. I have to play over enthusiastic arson. I'm going to get 2 energy from the presence track before I forget. I have to prevent that from ravaging. I think if I play those 2, I can actually pull some things off. So I have an any, so I'm going to make that into a air. Once you decide what it is for the turn, it stays that way for the entire turn. I'm going to pay for those 2 cards. And I have the element check. I have 2. Nope, I have 0 suns. I have 2 moon. 1 there from the card, 1 from the thing on the board. 1 fire, 2 air, no beast. That gives me the second level of let's see what happens. It also gives me why don't you and them fight, just the 3 air. And it's actually 3 air. 1, 2, 3. So that's fairly strong. I think I can make some magic out of that. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Yeah, that defend 5 is great, but it just does not hit any of my elements in a way that's super annoying. Now remember, I also can move a presence as part of my growth, so I would actually move this presence from here to here and get another sacred site. That's going to be important with Haunted for by Primal Memories, which you will see. We are going to go to Thunderspeaker. Thunderspeaker has 2 cards. She best play them. They are expensive, but we have the energy to do it. I'm going to do growth option 2 again. I'm going to do top 2. Let's maximize all my energy here because her stuff is expensive. So I'm going to get 3 energy from the presence track. And I'm putting these in a land with dahan. I'm going to put them both in land number 2. We're doing the 2 energy for sudden ambush, the 3 energy for manifestation of power and glory. We're going to do our element check. I have 1, 2 sun because we have a sun on our board. We have 1, 2, 3 fire. We have 1, 2, 3 air. And we have 1 beast. That gives me Gather the Warriors. It also gives me the second level Lead the Furious Assault. Again, those are both slow powers. We're going to go Haunted by Primal Memories. I'm going to get 1 fear off the top. We're defending 3. I don't remember if I took that 1 fear last time. I think I did, but that would have been really bad if I didn't. 1 away from I have a sacred site. I put a sacred site in there with my growth option, and now we are defending 3. I'm going to do Over Enthusiastic Arson. I'm going to target land 3 again, destroying this town. That's a fear. We do the top minor power card. It does have a fire, not great. We have to add a blight. It was not a ravage action though, so we do not have to add another blight into the ocean. But I really did not want that town to ravage. So, it just it's one of those things. Would have been nicer if I used it somewhere else. But again, I'm really hesitant to use that on the land where I have presence because I do not want to lose my presence because blight always destroys presence. I'm doing let's see what happens. Oh, fire in the sky would have been very nice as a let's see what happens play. So that's a little unfortunate. I want to see what happens in land number. Do I really want to see what happens? I mean, I could try to get lucky there, but if I add a blight there, it's going to ravage. It's going to be blight cascade. That's not great. I'll see what happens in land number 6. Why not? What could go wrong? Yeah, we're going to see what happens in, oops, that's a strafe. See what happens with land number 6. So it is a land targeting power. We add a Badlands. And if wilds and invaders are present, wilds and invaders are not present, there's no up to instructions. Yeah, so we just ignore the rest of that. I will definitely take that. I'm going to lose Sap the Strength of Multitudes, keep this card, get an energy. Pretty much want to do that every turn. And now I'm going to use Why Don't You and then Fight. I'm going to target land 1 where I do have presence because it was 2 away from 4. And I can add a strife. And I'm going to spend an energy for that power to add another strife. I'm going to take this energy, put it in a supply so I don't forget that it's on the board. Like, why is that energy on the board? It must be mine. All right. Well, I think we have another fast power. Is what I think. So sudden ambush. I can gather in a dahan there. I don't want to. East dahan destroys an explorer. We prevented the build in 7. Thunderspeaker's board is looking way better than I feared it would. Trickster's board, on the other hand, might be a little bit of a work in progress. We're going to go to the invader phase. There is no Blood Island effect. We do have an event card. Event card, when exploring once per board, add a town instead of an explorer, because that's something we never do with Scotland. So Healthy Island effect. On Beast Provoked on each board, add 1 beast to a land without blight that has a town. I'm going to add a beast to a land without blight that has a town. This could be good, but let's see what happens. So, sure, I'll add it to 1 over here. There's no blight. It does have a town. And on this board, I have to add it to 6 or to 1. I'll add it to 1 over here. Let's get beast in the 1. County defense during ravage in every land. Defend 1 per dahan in that land. So we are super defended all across the board. We get our fear card. Dahan Raid. Each player chooses a different land with Dahan. 1 damage there. So just 1 damage. 1 damage per would be better, but this actually is perfect. I'm going to do 1 damage here. So there's 2 health left in that city. I'm going to do 1 damage here. There's 2 health left on that city. That could not have been a better card, actually. We're ravaging here. The strife comes off. We're defended 3, so no damage to the dahan. We retaliate 4, wipes out the city and the town thanks to that 1 extra damage. That's 3 fear. Same math over here, except there's 2 strifes and no defend. The strifes come off. The dahan retaliate. They retaliate 4. That's enough to kill both of them. Man, what a perfect fear card. I did not realize how awesome that fear card was going to be for me at the time. I got it. 3 more fear and a fear card. Great. Yeah, it was a 6 fear, wiped out a bunch of things. That's awesome. We're getting a blight here, so 1 away from Blighted Island. After the Ravaged Step, all inland land. So again, one of the blessing and the curse of the wetlands card in board D, there are no inland wetlands. So with Scotland 6, we're just adding the 1 town here. as a result of the After the Ravage step. Experts fuel inward growth. It is within range 1. It has towns and cities. It gets another town. All right, we are building nothing to build in land 7. We're building a town in land 2. We're building a city in land 5, and we're building a town in land 8. Explore step, adding a bunch of towns. Remember, promising farmland. And we have the escalation. So we do the escalation first. Most coastal towns or cities is actually board B, which is nuts. So I have to add 2 towns. Yeah, we radically changed the math there in 1 turn. So 2 towns to lands that do not have towns. I will add 1 here, because why not? Inlands with the fewest towns, and I'll add 1 here because I can do some things with that. And I know wetlands isn't coming up anytime soon. Well, actually, wetlands could come up. We know jungles. Well, actually, the next card is a stage 3 card, so I should just stop talking. So, and now we actually have to do the explore. So I did the escalation. We have to do the explore now. This is going to add a town. I have to add a town here because, again, once per board, when I would add an explorer, I have to add a town. And then I can add an explorer here, and I would add an explorer there. I'll add a town instead. I'd rather 7. I'd rather 1 land looking really bad, and then maybe I could do something with that explorer next turn. Invader cards advance. We remembered that effect, so I'll take those reminder tokens off. We go to the slow power phase. Excuse me, slow power phase. I do have the kicker there. I'm going to it's ravaging. I could defend. I could take care of that. I'm going to do lead the. How much damage can I do in here? I can gather up to 3. Push up to 2. I can get these guys involved over there. 4 times 6. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I just need. Oh, I just need 1 more. I have so much presence in there. Yeah. Everything there is going to be destroyed. Four, 8. I just need to get 1 more dahan in there. That's fine. I'm going to do lead the Fury's assault. I'm going to destroy this town here. 1 fear. I could just defend there, though. Like, that's dumb. I'm going to destroy this town here. That's 1 fear. I'm going to do gather the warriors. I can gather. I'll just target there. I'll gather 2 here and push 1 here and 1 into here. I'll actually leave this presence here. There's no point in moving it from 1. And then we're going to do Manifestation of Power and Glory. I get 1 fear off the top. Each dahan there does 4 damage. That's enough to wipe all this out. That's going to be 6 fear. That's another fear card. We have manifested power and glory in a very serious way. All right. Remember when I was going to wipe out one of those cities first, and then, a bunch of stuff happened? Yeah, the first, let's see what happens, and I ended up gathering that town. Yeah, I was hoping to do some cool things in 2, but we just had to go in a different direction. So Thunderspeaker's board's gonna be good next turn. I have some problems with Trickster's board because Trickster was busy over here helping Thunderspeaker. We'll see about how that's gonna play out. Maybe I shouldn't have gotten rid of that defend 5 so hastily because yikes. Well, if I get 3 air, I can strife the heck out of 4. I don't have a reclaim. We do have Incite the Mob. I have 2 fear cards. We'll see. We'll see how this plays out. All right. Again, one more blight, and we are in Blighted Island land. Let me see the chat. Lena Kim says, "Nice. Hello, Lena Kim. How are you today?" All right. I'm going to growth. I'm going to do Thunderspeaker first because I'm gaining 2 power cards, and that's going to change some things. I'm getting the 3 energy. So that was a weird build with Thunderspeaker. I mean, I just spammed 6 energy 6 presence before I ever reclaimed. That's cool. I've never exactly done a 0 card play first turn with Thunderspeaker before, but you see it paid some dividends. But I also very much needed an assist from our boy Trickster, so you know, it is what it is. We have the Shore Seas with Hatred. Interesting. Does not smash my elements all that much. Sun is usually more important than not. Reaching grass. Target spirit gains +2 with all their powers. There's a Sun. 2 fear. I'm sorry, 1 fear, 1 damage. Destroy a dahan. If target land is a jungle or a sands, 1 damage, and then call to trade. You may gather. Ooh, interesting. Gather dahan. I could make that Ravage a build. I really don't hate that. These can come off. I don't love it. Not a lot of sun, but the problem is I don't actually have the range. I don't have the range to get where I would need to get with that. Destroy a dahan? No. I can't destroy a dahan. I love them. Yeah, that's not a great card draw. It's very iffy. If this had more range, yeah, my presence, manifestation of power, I'm just like really locked in right here. I could use this to kill this town there. It's not terrible. It's going to become a city though. Woof. Oh man, that rabbit is going to add so many towns. This element can come off. I can redecide what that is. Not an obvious card here. Shore Seas of Hatred, the ability to add wilds to a coast is probably the most interesting. But I don't love it. We're going to gain another power card. So we have the Shore Seas with Hatred. We have Desiccating Winds. If target land is Badlands, 1 damage. Add a Badlands. 1 away. Ooh, interesting. It could wipe out that pretty easily. Savage Maw Beast. If target land is a jungle or a wetland, 1 fear and 1 damage. That also can wipe out that easily. Right of Land Rejection. Invaders do not build in target land this turn. 1 fear per city or town, or 1 fear per dahan, whichever is less. Not great. Push up to 3 dahan. That's could be helpful. And if explorers are present, push all explorers. Otherwise, remove a blight. Song of Sanctity is feeling real good. Yeah, let's get some blight off the board, I think. All right, so that's out. None of these are game breaking. I only have 3 energy. I'm going to pay that. Take this 3. The fact that built a town instead of a the Explorer is super annoying. Well, I literally just need to play one card with a sun, and we will have the first level of that. The 3 sun requirement is a little gross. 2 fear cards. No, my presence is very locked up, so that's not useful. This is slow. Alright, let's remove a blight. And I'm kind of just charging up again. Woof. I need 1 beast to be able to trigger the Han movement. Definitely gonna want that. And I'll play, that's right, Words of Warning. I'm going to defend 3 there. So, sorry, Trickster, not helping you out much. You are on your own. What's Trickster gonna do? I don't know. We're going to cry. That's what we're gonna do. I should gain a power card. My energy is not great. I only have 2 from the present track. And I have to add a presence. I also kind of want to gain a power card. Fire. I get 3 fire. And 3 fire is strong. 3 air, not so much. All right, we're gonna add a presence to 8. I reserve the right to change that, but I think that's what I'm gonna want to do. So I did this, and I can gain 2 energy. All my stuff's pretty cheap. I've been doing well by getting an energy every turn from Let's See What Happens. I'm going to gain a power card and see if I can't get a Mondo Defend. Target Spirit provides Defend 2 in each of its lands. Oof. Alright, encompassing Ward. Ooh, Nature's Resilience. Defense 6. That's a Mondo Defend. That should be the ticket, although again has 0 of the elements I want. Tormenting Rotflies, added disease, added disease. All right, we're gonna have to, the elements are gonna be disappointing, but I think this is what we're doing. So if I do Nature's Resilience, incite the mob, and impersonate authority, I could put this here instead. So again, I reserve the right to move that elsewhere. And I put an energy there and an energy there. If we do an element check, ooh, interesting. Do not have beast there. So I'm going to have 1 sun because of impersonate authority. We have 1, 2 moon. We have 1, 2 fire. We have 1, 2 air. I'm going to make a 3rd air here. And we have 1, 2, 3 beast. That's going to give me the same levels, this and this. We're going to do a defense 6 here. We're going right into fast powers. That will defend that. I'm going to do impersonate authority Actually, if I'm not getting the 3 fire anyway, I could have added the presence from the bottom track, which is much stronger, because then I could push a dahan from this land into 5. So yeah, if I was not a person, if I wasn't getting the why don't you and then fight the 3 fire, it makes sense to just push that dahan from there. It just really will allow me to clear out 5, which is obviously more of a problem area. But what I do have is why don't you and then fight? I'm going to add a strife, spend an energy to add another strife. Hopefully the events do not kill me by getting rid of all strife. Strife and strife. All right, so this is, that fast power is done. That fast power is done. We're going to do words of warning. I'm going to defend 3 here. That makes some sense. Again, I killed that town instead of this town for the sake of exactly that. And why? Let's see what happens. I will do let's see what happens in land number woof. In land number woof. I'm going to do land number 3. Let's see if I can prevent that coastal city from building. I'm really helping out Thunderspeaker's board a lot. The hope is Thunderspeaker can start returning the favor. Oh, that's going to be easier said than done. But again, I'm also hesitant to add too much strife on my own board because I just don't want these. I don't know what these things are going to be. 1 damage and 6 would be super nice. I have this friggin' Badlands. What am I doing with you? I'm gonna have to reclaim cards again too. Great. I'm gonna see. Well, let's see what happens in land. Ah. Thunderspeaker's board's a mess. All right, let's see what happens in land 3. Again, ignore everything. If your presence is present, my presence is not there. 1 fear and 1 damage. Your target land is a jungle or wetlands, 1 damage. So just 1 damage there. Not great. Do I want to forget a card to keep this one? Yeah, I will forget Nature's Resilience. And that energy was spent. And I will keep this one. It's a slow power. I'm probably reclaiming cards. But, oh, and I get an energy for that. Just really need to keep the energy machine filled. I don't think I've forgotten to take the energy before. This is only the 4th round. So, yeah, it's crazy. All right, we are good. I'm going to put this in here before I forget why it's there. And everything else is good to go. We are going to do the implied land effect. There is none. Fear invader card effect or event card effect on each board. Add a wilds to a land without invaders. Build in a land with the most cities and towns, minimum 1. So wilds to a land without invaders. Obviously, that is going to be wetlands, because wetlands are really bad. And we are going to build in a land with most cities and towns on each board. So most cities and towns. That's really bad. So we're building a city here. We're building a city here, which means my defense 6 is now too few. Yikes. Okay. Explorer's Blunder. And each board destroy 2 explorers among lands with beasts. That does not apply. And then during Ravage, dahan deal damage at the same time as invaders. Interesting. I'll put a reminder token on that. It could matter in board 8. Hopefully not. Hopefully these fear cards help me out. All right. Each player removes 1 explorer from a coastal land. Ha! Emigration accelerates. And skip all building actions in lands with cities. Absolutely the most useless fear cards I could have gotten. Whew, that's really not good. Okay, let's do this. So Ravage, I'm going to do the easy ones first. This one is Ravaging 3, destroyed, 1 fear. This is done. Nothing to Ravage in 2. Ravaging 6, not defended, but there's 2 strife there. 1 dahan's injured. They fight back. They wipe everything out there. So that's 3 fear. Man, those fear cards were garbage. Yeah, it's not going to prevent a single build, and it is not going to. Right. It's not going to. Yeah, it's not going to do anything. It's and obviously there were no explorers on coastal lands. And now we're ravaging here. So the dahan deal damage at the same time as invaders. So they're going to do 4 damage. They're going to wipe out this city and get 2 fear. I was defended 6. It ravaged 8. So that is a blight. We are going blighted island. All of this is effectively done. 1 dahan is dead. And the Blighted Island effect is still healthy. All right, for now. Invaders find a land to their liking. If the terror level is 1, 2, or 3, it is 1. We add 1 fear per player to the fear pool. We are the fear tokens. So 1 and 2. And we have 4 more blight per player. Not a bad time to still be healthy. But we lost 1 dahan. When dahan were lost, if Thunderspeaker had a presence within range 1, we would have lost 1 of Thunderspeaker's presence. Awesome. Checking out the chat. Hey, how's it going? Is it only the 4th turn? Yeah. Lena Kim says, I am fine. Hope you are too. I am. Whoa, 5,000. Who got the beard? Nice. Yeah, man. I was like, it was all day yesterday. I was like trying to wait to film my top 10 until I got my 5,000 subscriber, and I sat on 4,999 for like 20 hours. It's so stupid. I was like, whatever. I'm just filming this sucker. And like a half hour after I was done, it was ding. But yeah, it's a cool achievement, man. I appreciate you taking note. I mean, it's only a number, right? It's like kind of silly, but I don't know. It's cool. It's fun. One of those milestones. All right, this comes off. This comes off. After the rabbit. Oh, after my voice, after puberty and my voice developed, we get a town there, and a town here, and a town here. Oof, woof. And now we go to the build step. We're building a ton of cities. So 1 city. Yeah, man, those fear cards were so bad. 1 town, 1 city, 1 city, and the level 3 card. Please don't have wetlands. Nice. Well, I did set it up with the 2 wilds, so maybe wetlands wouldn't have been that bad. But no escalation, just a bunch of exploring. We are going to get 2 towns. So we get a town in land 2, a town in land 2, and we're going to get 6 explorers. So Explorer 1, Explorer 2, Explorer 3, and then 3 more over here. Explorer 1, Explorer 2. Man, we are just rocking it in the mountains, man. Wetlands, mountain sands, mountains, jungles at once. Super interesting. And all of a sudden, my sands are just garbage. Woof. All right. I was going to remove Blight, but that doesn't appear to be happening. I really don't want to deal with land 8. So I won't. Oh, I never checked my my elements over here. So I have 2 sun, 3 sun. I have 3 suns. 1 fire. 1, 2 air. 1's on the board, and then we have 1 beast. So it gives me this, and it gives me this, like every other turn. Woof. All right, Song of Sanctity. I'm pushing this here. And just, I don't want to, I gotta start limiting how many freaking lands I need to worry about in one round. Ravaging Sands next turn. That's awesome. I'm going to gather, I can gather 2 and push 3. So I'm going to gather 1, 2, bringing 2 presents. And then I'm going to push both into here. And man, just a mess. Man, those fear cards missing were really bad. And now we have a coastal city, so that's still going to build. Actually, I would have left a town there. So I would have just moved the 1 presence all the way. I left another dahan there because now I can. I just don't want coastal cities. There's already a blight there. That'd be a triple blight. So blight, 1 on the ocean, and then a cascade. So I'm just gonna. Ugh. I'm just gonna wipe this out with Lead the Furious Assault, and that's a fear. Still gonna build a town because of this stupid city there, but it is what it is. Yeah, my grandiose hopes to deal with land 2 on Trickster's board early has not come to fruition. I'm going to do Impersonate Authority. I'm going to spend an energy to add 2 strife. I'm going to target land 8 because it's 1 away from my have presence. I'm going to put a strife on the city. And then I can put a strife on... It's unreal, dude. This town. And then we're going to do Incite the Mob. We're going to do... Oh, did I give myself 1 extra fear? No, we're good. This invader is going to do damage to these guys. 1 fear for destroying the town, and then 2 extra fear because I destroyed 2 invaders. So that's a fear card. We're getting to terror level 2 slowly but surely. And that's all she wrote. All right, energy goes away that we spent. Feeling rather broke right now. This comes here. This comes here. Reset. Oh, I have obviously gathered cards. Reset our growth options and reset this element. It is really hot in my basement right now. I'm not joking. Mark, would it have helped if you had killed the city without strife and land 8? No. No, it was ravaging 8. And it was they were doing damage at the same time. So it didn't matter what I killed. They were still doing 8 damage based on what they had left because they had a city without strife, they had 2 towns without strife, and they had an explorer. But I appreciate you looking out. So they were doing damage at the same time. I just did it. I had to do it in some order. But yeah, they were still doing 8 damage. So I was just wiping out a city while I could. So, so the math would have been they did 2 damage when all was said and done, even including counting the strife as part of the process. Am I reclaiming? That heals. Oh, man, I don't want to reclaim, but I don't know how I don't. These elements are really missing me. All right, reclaim, spending an energy. I'm gonna get 2 energy from the presence track. I can move a presence. I can add a presence, which I absolutely need to. This is nuts. I'm gonna be super broke. I can get money back from here. Oh, I should have had another fear when I overenthusiastic arson. I just added the blight. I didn't take the other fear. There was like nothing else there. So overenthusiastic arson, if it provides fire, add a fear, 2 damage, and add a blight. I know I didn't take that fear. I know it, dude. I know it. Man, I'm so busy helping. I'm so busy, like all over Thunderspeaker's board as Trickster. It's really bad. I'm probably getting 3 blight. Don't think there's much I can do about it. Think I add this 3rd presence. I have a bunch of 0 cost cards I really could start helping, and I can still push a dahan from one of my lands. All right, we're gonna add this presence here. I can still move a presence with my growth option. I'm not sure how I want to do that. I have 3 card plays. Wild and invaders are present. Of course they're not. This will allow me to add strife. Gives me an air. This will allow me to does not have a fire. Erg. Why am I so broke? Reclaim 1 is nice. How many cards I have? Only 4 cards here. Woof. So maybe I get the 3 card plays. I reclaim everything. Oh, but if I do 1 and then have 3 with a reclaim, I can get 1 back. That's smart. Look at me thinking. I think I do over enthusiastic arson, and I want another air fire. I'm gonna do incite the mob. Not sure that's right. This is freaking weird. All right, we have 1 energy, 1 energy. Wait, was I absolutely broke? I was broke. I was broke, so I cannot do that. I cannot do that. I'm gonna do that. I can't afford. I need the extra energy. It still gives me, I can make that an air. It doesn't give me the fire. Oh, it's bad. That's really bad. I get energy from here, but it's not going to help. No, it will help. I can get that energy first and then do that second. Okay. Trickster, why are you so broke? All right. That will work. So element check, we have 1, 2 moon. We have 1 sun. We have 1, 2 fire. I'm getting another fire, so we have 3 fire. And then we have 1, 2, 3 air. We have 1, 2 animal. I can still move a presence, and I can still push a dahan from one of my lands. I'll push a dahan from this land. Over enthusiastic arson. Nope. We're gonna do Thunderspeaker's growth. We're gonna add 1 presence and gain 4 energy. And we'll add this presence to here. Makes some sense. 2 card plays, manifestation of power and glory, and we'll do sudden ambush as well. Might come in handy. We're gonna do our element check. So this costs 5. We have 1, 2 sun. We have 1, 2, 3 fire. We have 1, 2, 3 air. And we have the 1 beast. That gives me gather the warrior 1 animal, and that gives me the 2nd level lead the furious assault. So we should be used to that by now. Sudden ambush. I'm gonna just I can gather a dahan with the presence and just wipe this guy out. Help simplify that. We're going to do over enthusiastic arson in 4. Destroy this town. Fear. Minor power. He's got to be kidding me. More damage. Blight. So that's probably going to be Blighted Island now. Lose a presence. Come on, Trickster. What are you doing to me? It's definitely a Trickster game. So that's out. I wish I did that in 7 now, but you know, I had a chance to try to prevent a blight there. It just didn't work. I did not point out my elements here. So we do have this and both the 2nd and 3rd levels of that. I'm going to do let's see what happens first. I'm going to do let's see what happens in land number 1 away from my presence. I will do it in land number 6. I mean, I already have a Badlands there. Like 1 damage could do some really good work. So doing, let's see what happens in 6. That's not targeting a land. So bad. I have to gather a dahan. I'm defending 1. And additionally, after invaders are added or moved to target land, 1 damage to each invader added or moved. So that's in place for the rest of the round. I'll put a reminder token on this. And on this, I will gain that card. I will drop a card. And I will drop Pull Beneath the Hungry Earth and get an energy. I need that energy because now I'm going to do Why Don't You and Them Fight. I'm going to target land 5 where I put a presence. I'm going to add a strife, spend an energy to add a 2nd strife. Where are the strife? I forgot what you look like, strife. So strife. Strife. And then Why Don't You and Them Fight. This is going to be this one invader and one dahan are going to deal damage to each other. I'm going to put that energy away before I forget why it's there. They're going to deal damage to each other. The strife reduces the damage done by the town to 0. The dahan kills the town. That's a fear. All right. This is now my hand, but this effect is still in play for the rest of the turn, so I'm just going to leave that there. And this is done. We now go to the invader phase. No Blighted Island effect. We have an event. Please be better. We are terror level 1 in lands with 1 dahan. With lands with dahan, 1 dahan, and 1 city and town do not participate in ravages. Oh, I'm so sick of this crap. That's so bad. So this city won't be destroyed now. So that's the second time I had things set up for a city to be destroyed. Like that, one of the cities in 8 should have been destroyed a long time ago. I mean, I wiped out one eventually, but yeah. So that's crap. So they're not ravaging each other. In lands with beast, 1 damage per beast. That does effectively 1 damage to that city, which is silly. So that's unfortunate. And then Speak of Spirit's Anger for each board, 1 fear of any dahan or lands with cities and towns. So that's 2 fear because of that. Because again, 1 per board. Fear card, Demoralize, defend 1 in all lands. That's absolutely pointless. And now we go to Invader Steps. So we're getting a Blight here. They're not doing anything to each other because that's super fun. Blight put into the ocean there. It does not cascade, but this is gone. This flips. We have Unnatural Proliferation. Immediately, each spirit adds 1 presence to a land with their presence. Sure. That's actually really good for me. I'll add this 6. Oh, that's pretty sick. Great. I'll just add that there. For Thunderspeaker, Trickster, we will add it into here, reestablish that sacred site. And then add 2 cities to the land with the fewest towns or cities, minimum 1. Oh, wow. All right, so on Thunderspeaker's board, I'm going to add it to 7 because I have a Manifestation of Power and Glory set to go there. That's crazy. And we're adding 2 cities. It's going to have to be added to land. I could do it on 5 or 6 on Trickster's board. I'm going to do it on 6. We'll do that there. Oh, Coastal Lands card's coming up, isn't it? Yikes. And that's done. We have 3 Blight to play with per player, so 6 Blight. Remember, fear cards are going to be a lot harder to come by because we have 10 in the fear pool and not just 8, thanks to the Still Healthy Island card. Which is probably still net good, but got a little unlucky. Again, the Overenthusiastic Arson has added a Blight twice out of 3 times. That's unlucky. So we've definitely been on the bad end of a couple of things here, but still kind of holding our own. We should have had a couple more cities killed over the course of this game. That definitely plays an effect. So the events have probably been net 0. We had 1 really great fear card. The other fear cards have been just complaining, haven't helped us at all. So just a more going against us than for us, I think. Although I guess that would be arguable. So, why is this here? That's there. Oh, wait a second. After invaders are added or moved to the target land, 1 damage to each added or moved invader. So they were added. So 1 damage to each. 1 damage becomes 2 damage. So these have both 1 health left. Because again, there's a Badlands there. Oh wait, it only would apply to 1 of those. So it'd be 2 damage to 1 and 1 damage to the other. Because it was 1 effect that added them. So I think that Badlands would trigger for each. So that would essentially be a Blighted Island of event, I think. I'd have to look at the Jagged Earth rules to be clear on that, but I'm pretty sure that's right. If somebody has a better idea, let me know. Alrighty then. So we went Blighted Island in the Ravage step. after the Ravage step, we have to add towns to inland lands. So that's within range 1. That gets a town. This gets a town. This gets a town. We go to the build step. We get another town here. Nothing, nothing. That is within range 1 of a city, so that does get a town. Which is not great. We are going to take this disease off 2. We get a city in 5. We add a town. This takes 1 damage, takes 2 damage because of the Badlands. That's a fear. And we add a city to 8. Explore step. Right. Wild, city, dead, city. Explore step, coastal lands. So this can come off because it's no longer going to apply. I don't think I'm moving anything, so I'll put this over here because, again, I added it to my hand. And coastal lands, we are adding 2 towns and an explorer. I'm going to add a town here. The wilds. Oh, wait. Nope. Can I do that? I think I have to add 2 towns when I can. So the explorer prevents the explorer is prevented, but we get a town and a town. And we're about to. Mountains have just been so awful. The explorer is prevented, town and town. So we never prevented the city with either of those wilds. It's a little unfortunate, but that is how this game has gone. Invader cards advance. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I just need 1 more dahan in there. That will work. So I have 3 air. I'm going to gather 1 dahan into here. Actually, yeah, and I'll keep a Sacred Side there now, and I'll push 2 because I have 2 sun. 1, 2. We're going to destroy. Yeah, I couldn't get 4 dahan in there, unfortunately. That would have been really nice. We're going to destroy 1 of these towns with Lead the Furious Assault. And then we're going to do 12 damage here, which is going to wipe everything out. And 1 fear off the top. As well, that's a total of 6 fear, remainder 4. And a fear card, 8 fear away from terror level 2. Yeah, I'm going to do Impersonate Authority. I'm going to add a Strife to the city that still has 2 health. And then I'm going to do Incite the Mob there. We're doing 3 damage, becomes 4 damage because of the Badlands. I'm going to kill the city that has 1 health left. Again, I'm pretty sure I did that right with the Call to Guard effect with the Badlands. And then that's going to kill the city that had 1 health left, the town that had 2 health left, the 2 health, period. And then the Explorer. So that killed 3 fear because it was 2 for the city, 1 for the town, and then 3 more fear because I killed 3 different invaders with that power. That's another fear card. That is. I said 8 fear. We were 6 fear away from terror level 2, and I got it all in that 1 card, which is super nice. I have no more slow powers. Move on. Woo! Okay. I don't know how to feel about this game right now. I'm conflicted. All right. I am going to do Thunderspeaker because it's more obvious. I'm adding a presence. Ravaging there. Time passes. This dude heals. He has a Strife on him. This dude heals. He has a strife on him. That's actually set up very nice. We're about to get 2 blight here. Have to deal with this dude for sure. But the oh man. Trickster's board is an uber mess. Let's hope for some good fear cards. And events. And all of it. Build, that's going to be town. If I had no isolate powers, this is bad. That's going to be town, city, city. I'm adding a presence range 1. It does not have to be a land with dahan. I'm just going to add a presence here. Try to set up a manifestation of power and glory again. Reclaim 1. I reclaim that card. These are my 3 card plays. I'm going to get 4 energy from... Did I not take... I don't know if I took the 3 energy from that last turn. I guess I must have. Someone could tell me. I might have forgotten to take the energy from the presence track last turn. Because I don't remember. I think I should have another 3 energy. I think I took that 4. I just don't remember taking 2 3s. And I don't remember taking 3 1s either. And I'm pretty sure I had some energy left from the previous round. And I spent, what, 5 last turn? So if I think I had 2, I gained 6, I spent 5. But yeah, I never took the 3 from the presence track. I'm almost sure of it. Someone could tell me if I'm wrong. Because I spent 5 last turn, and I'm pretty sure I had 2 left, and I got 4. So there's no reason why I don't have 4 left. Because if I had the 2, like I think I did, I gained 7. That gets me up to 9. I spent 5, 4 left. I just got another 7. I spent 4. So yeah, we're definitely in major power land when I reclaim my cards for the next turn. Let's do an element check. We have 1, 2, 3 sun, very close to the 4 that we need for this. We have 1, 2, 3 fire. We have 1, 2, 3 air. No beast. Oh, that's grotesque. That's awful. Yeah, that's not a good time for that. Well, interesting. It is what it is. I'll have to make it work. I don't really have other options here. So, that's the first time I haven't had a beast all game. Not great. Pick 2 spirit with Trickster. Trickster is going to not reclaim cards. Probably going to do this finally for the first time in a minute. Not gaining a power card, I don't think. Wow. Ravage. No, maybe we are getting a power card, but I have to add a presence. We can't. I need energy. I get 3 energy that way. Alright, we're adding a presence. 2 away from my hat presence. I'm going to add it here. I reserve the right to change that. We are going to gain a power card, so I'm getting 3 energy from the presence track. And we're going to have to hope that is enough. And I would like... I'm going to do an element check with what I have, and then we can start figuring out what I might want to sub. We have 2 sun, 1 fire, 3, the 2 air, and then any. And yeah, I don't really need animals. So we're going to get a minor power, scour the Scour to land. It does add a blight, kind of a non-starter. I can make it fast though. Lets me destroy 3 towns, but where? Where is the question? So that's probably not great. Sky's Herald this season. I've returned a spirit with presence on the target board. May add one of their short presence. Gather to non-push a blight. Ooh. It's fast. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't have an destroyer presence as Thunderspeaker. Ooh. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, I can't get here anyway. Oh man, it's gonna be so bad. I'm actually gonna add a presence here and just wipe out everything there this turn. So I just redid where I added the presence. Again, it doesn't have to be a land with dahan. It could be one presence anywhere with growth option 3. Yeah, so that's interesting. I don't think it's gonna work. We have elusive ambushes, 1 damage, defend 4. That is interesting. I would like something that has a sun or a fire with an air combo. What's defend 4 going to do for me? Defend 4 would do a lot for me. Okay, and then we have Ports of Disaster, 2 fear next time an invader is destroyed in target land this turn, 1 fear. It has the sun and the air combo, but not much else. So, all right, we're taking elusive ambushes. I'm not playing Seer Anger into the Wildlands. That comes out. And those are me cards. Those are me cards. Yeah. All right. Ooh, what is ravaging? Have a presence there. I have a sacred site there. Woof. I would not have added a presence there. That was dumb. I need to get a sacred site over here. I told you, I reserve the right to change my mind. I cash in on that. All right, so we have 1, 2 sun. We have 1 fire. We have 2 air. And a partridge in a pear tree. So I'm going to take another air. And we have 2 moon. So I should put that in there. That's going to give me the 2nd level of, let's see what happens again. Most excellent. I'm going to get 1 fear off the top and defending 3 here. Trickster is just all over the place. I'm going to do elusive ambushes. I'm going to target a land that has dahan. I'm going to defend 4. We're defending 4 there. I'm doing why don't you and then fight. Yeah, I have the 3 air because I made that. So that's actually a 3. 2 from the cards, 1 from the any element. I'm going to add a strife. I'm going to add 2 strife by spending energy. I'm going to take it off the board so I don't forget why it's there. And I'm going to put 2 strife over here. Call to guard. Ah, it's enticing, but I want to kill that thing too. Yeah, I think if I just wipe out a lot of cities this turn, that's a really effective use of my turn. I'm going to call to guard there. Or I could gamble. Yeah, I don't think it makes sense. I could do the 2nd effect, the call to guard, but I'm not moving a lot of things around, so it just is what it is. I'm just going to get another 2 defense in 8. If I can get another dahan in there, it'd be great. The fact that one dahan was destroyed is not the most friendly thing. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens in land. I'm very scared of adding Blade. But there's blight most everywhere. Why is this here? I don't remember why this is here. Oh, yeah, because they didn't fight each other. Because that was super awesome. I am going to let's see what happens in land number. That dude's dead. Man, if Ravage is negated, I am in so much trouble. I'm going to let's see what happens in land 1. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Gather up to 3 dahan. Oh, stop it. Let's see what happens has been really bad, dude. Yeah, so bad. Yeah, just keep moving dahan where I don't want them, and I just keep targeting the wrong land. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. If target land has dahan, 1 fear, and then I can push this town out of there at least. But woof. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad. I'm gonna forget a power. Yikes. That probably kills me. Don't see how I come back from that. And I gain this card to my hand. Mostly get the energy, which I'm going to need because I'm going to have to reclaim cards. But yowza. That is... It's like I wonder if I just start doing that first. Let's see what happens. But there's so many... so many cards that are not, like, ruining my setup in 2 different lands at the same time. Like, I went from destroying 2 cities to destroying none because of 1 friggin' card. Yeah, that was bad. That was really, really bad. Okay, well, it is what it is. We're going to move on. Invader effect, nothing. Event card. War touches the island shores. Oh, that's... Huh. I haven't seen this card in a minute. Invaders from a different faraway land assault the ones here, torching farmers and bombarding cities. I can allow the attacks. Do not feel like adding another fear card. But if I get like these weenie attacks that barely do anything, that's going to be bad. Remember, the attacks in a blight cascade. I have a place to put that there. It's not a ravage action, so it would not add a blight to the coastal land, and not add a blight to the ocean. But I'd have to go blight, which I lose a presence over here. It has to be the most. I mean, a 7 on land 3 would be absolutely glorious. I'm going to allow the attacks. I think I'm just in gamble mode right now. I'm kind of running out of options. This is going to be a super problematic land. I need to kind of thin it. So I'm going to do board B first. We're going to do land board order. 3 damage. Rough. Kills the city at least, but the city's just going to rebuild. So 2 fear. Blight Cascade. And then we're going to do land 2. Oh, man, this might be toast for me. Am I going to lose this turn? Oh, I'm going to lose this turn, I think. Yeah, this is a bad idea. Land 2, 3 damage. Don't show off, guys. 2 fear. And a blight. There's no way I could have not allowed the attacks, though. On each board, push a beast to an adjacent land without blight. 1 fear if invaders are present. So this beast can't go anywhere. This beast can only go here. This beast, everywhere invaders are, has... I could push this beast into here to get a fear. Yeah, I think we're going to lose in this Ravage. That was just a really unfortunate thing. Each player I push 1 dahan to an adjacent land, doing 1 damage there. Well, this kind of saves this a little bit. So, does it? I guess. I don't know. 1 damage to this city. And now we go to fear cards. Plan for departure. Each player may gather 1 explorer town into a coastal land, defend 2 in all coastal lands. So this is defended 2. It's not going to be enough. I can gather explorer town into a coastal land, defend 2 in all coastal lands. Gather 1 town into a coastal land, defend 2 in all coastal lands. Sure, I'll gather this sucker here. Again, we are in Terra level 2. Each player may add 2 strike to a single land not matching a Ravage card. Well, make it matching a Ravage card, please. We are going to add 2 strife to a single land not matching a Ravage card. I will add 2 here. And yeah, I'm gonna lose in Ravage. I can't do anything about land 2. Yeah, I shouldn't have allowed the attacks, but I just think that just too many little things went against me to consider spending the 2 energy, add another fear card on top of the deck. Like I don't think I had it. It's really gross. The 2 Life Over Enthusiastic Arson was too much to really, I think, to overcome what was happening here. 2 fear. I need to like skip a Ravage somewhere or defend 9 in coastal lands or whatever. Because now we do the Ravage steps. I'm defended 3, ravaging 4. dahan Retaliate wipes out these 2 towns. We go, so mountains, nothing here. Where the strife comes off, it's only ravaging 1, nothing gets through. We're ravaging up here, defended 6. We're going to retaliate 4. It's going to wipe out the city that had 1 damage and this town. That's 3 fear, remainder 2. Earn fear card. These strife come off. In this jungle, it's ravaging nothing because the strife reduces that to 0. 2 damage, Badlands triggers, kills that city. That's 2 fear. No other jungle's ravaged, but then here it's ravaging. So it's going to blight. It's going to cascade. That destroys that, and then it adds another one to the ocean because it was a ravage action. So that sucked. Woof. Yeah, that got rough. That got rough really quick. I mean, if you're going from there, I mean, at that point in the slow power phase, I mean, the rest of the actions are rough too, because like you remember, you're adding a town here, 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 a town here. Then you're going to build coastal lands. You're building a town here. You're not building here, but you're building a city here. You're building a town here. You are building a city here, and you're building a town here. Because again, I was not able to take care of those coastal cities at all. Then you do the explore step. We have to add 2 towns to lands with the fewest towns on Trickster's board. So we have to add a town here and here. You're exploring, which adds a town here and an explorer here. Just get absolutely overrun. We get an explorer here and an explorer here. Invader cards advance. I mean, I could get a fear, add a wilds and a badlands to a coastal land. I could do this over, you know, here even. I don't know what would make sense. It's not getting 1 damage anywhere. I could push 3 dahan into here with this. And then I could do 1 fear. And then I could do 12 damage here. That's another 6 fear. Remainder 2. I mean, you're just trying to make a desperate play for a Terra level 3 victory if I had 1 blight left. You know, but at that point, like, we're still looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cities on the board. 6, so just 7 cities on the board? Oh, just 7. It's fine. I mean, I could destroy... I mean, nothing. Lead the Fury's Assault would just be... Well, I guess I could... No. Push up to 4. Yeah, SOL there. You know, just not enough dahan to make the... Oh, no, I don't have dahan there. That's freaking crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. You know, just again, a bunch of weird things went just not my way. I mean, the fear cards weren't especially great. I probably, from a game theory standpoint, I should not have let the attacks happen, but I just was looking at where I was at, and it just things looked really desperate in land 2. In the fact that the mountains just kept pounding me was really, really bad. But some cool synergies. I like the Thunderspeaker Trickster combo. I might run this back with a friend at some point. I think there's definitely a path to victory here. This was not it. This was not it. Tony, just look back. You didn't take the energy. Yeah, I kind of figured that. Thanks, Tony. But yeah, I'm sitting here on 7 energy. I probably, you know, if I take 2 majors, that kind of opens up a world for me. I mean, 2 damage for dahan is super interesting. Tiger's hunting, that would be rough. Dream of Untouched Land is interesting. It is, like, I had that 1 opportunity to take a blight off the board, you know, with Song of Sanctity, but I decided to push into Explorer anyway from here. So maybe that wasn't the right play. The way the Ravage cards, like level 6 is so rough. The way the Ravage cards still add that town no matter what is really, really rough. Angry Bears, Melters, the Quicksand, Blood by Play. I mean, these aren't the most amazing major powers, but they could do. Dream of Untouched Land, it could be super interesting. Just because you're getting 3 blight off the board, and you're removing 3 health worth of invaders, so that just gives us more time. But I mean, we're in stage 3 now, so there is no more messing around. I mean, you're gonna start getting hammered, especially with those wetlands. Yeah, so the next card would actually have been fine. The card after that gets rough. But I mean, I kind of knew I was in trouble when I pulled that. You know, it looked okay. It looked like we got control, but again, the amount of attention we had spent to do it, it just kind of left us vulnerable for the entire game. Never really felt like we were able to turn the corner, get on top of things. But yeah, that wetlands card being the second card off when you're using board D, that's just rough. And then, you know, you're pounding 3 mountains. You pound the mountains 3 times in the first 5 cards. That's always going to be a rough combination, no matter what you're doing. But Scotland's cool, man. I do like how they work. I think they feel fair to me. They don't feel like stupid and mathy. You don't get in these situations like Russia. Like too many times you get event cards and they take like 10 minutes to resolve because you got to move all the stupid explorers because they're getting scared away by beasts, and you got to figure out like what triggers where, and can you chain that, or how does that work, and then you'll generate like 30 fear, and you're like, what the heck just happened? Like Scotland's actually, I think, a really fun challenge. Scotland, Habsburg. Um, not not sure what I do different. I feel like let's see what happens. Like was an absolute a net negative for me that did not help as much as it hurt. And over enthusiastic arson causing a blight 2 out of the 3 times I used it. That's also not that's not great. So I mean, Trickster is a high variance play, and it absolutely came back to bite me in this game in a way that would have been really hard to overcome. You know, if you're looking ahead at the next round, I mean, I'm still getting killed in land 2. I just don't have any answer for it. I don't have any answer for it. I I have no Dahan in there. It's looking to add another just a ton more blight. I mean, I'd have to reclaim. I can defend 3, get 2 strife. I mean, maybe, but without the Han in there, like, what's the point? I can do over enthusiastic arson and hope it doesn't, trigger another blight. That would have been better. Oh god, that would have been such a good card. It was the next card at the top of the deck was absorb corruption, gather a blight, and play 1 energy to remove a blight. That would have been really nice. That would have been really nice. So, but yeah, it's a cool matchup. I'm curious to explore this one more. 2 very strong spirits. It's just a really tough matchup. I mean, Scotland 6 is definitely no joke, and probably had some strategy and approach things a little bit wrong in this one. So, um, Lena Kim says tough. I like Trickster. I love Trickster. Nice try. I love Trickster, but it's so swingy with over enthusiastic arson. And let's see what happens. Carib says Scotland is so well designed. Would love more adversaries like it. Yeah, Scotland is really really nice. And that's again, I think Scotland's so good. France is so good. Habsburg's so good. Even Prussia. I don't love playing Prussia, but it's nice to have a shorter game once in a while. England, just buckle up. You're in there for a long time. You have to get that fear victory. And that's why I think Russia, like, why would I play Russia? Like, I just don't enjoy them. I don't enjoy that game. I don't enjoy the swinginess, and the math changes so much. And like, I just, I beat Russia 6 enough. I'm kind of good. Like, and no, I'm not combining adversaries to get to a level 23 difficulty game. Yeah, no thanks. So that's that. But yeah, this a disappointing way to start the week, kids. I'm not gonna lie. I will go lick my wounds off camera. I will definitely put a pin in this matchup. This is something I'm gonna want to explore more in the future. I really like a lot of what these 2 spirits bring to the table. It's a really worthy challenge of how strong both of them are, and I really enjoy kind of seeing what's going on. I mean, I did not gain very good cards. I remember it was like that one time, like Fire in the Sky would have been awesome. I yeah, just wasn't able to get my build exactly right. I did like, uh, you know, the 0 card plays with Trickster and with Thunderspeaker, and getting those 6 presents off before I reclaimed. That is something I'm curious about. Um, but the reality is, again, like, the only reason it made sense was I didn't I didn't have anything to do with her starting cards that first turn. There was nothing. I mean, defend 3 would have been stupid. I could have just generated 2 fear, but I knew I was going to want to move those to Han later. I never got up to the 4 Sun, so that was probably a mistake. I maybe I don't place. Well, yeah, maybe if I'm thinking ahead, I needed to play that. Maybe I don't play Song of Sanctity last turn. I just play this the previous turn, and then that gives me, um, this turn, and now that's a 4. No, I wouldn't have had the 3 fire. Ah, that's gross. It's really hard to get to that 4/3, man. It's really hard to get to that 4/3. I think I used to play that where it was a 3/2 because it just made sense to me because like so many spirits have like incremental upgrades. But yeah, the fact that it jumps from a 2/1 to a 4/3 is like super rough. But yeah, I think I probably needed to gain. No, I was about to gain 2 majors. I don't know. I don't know. It was just never kind of got over that hump, and I was like, you felt like the anxiety of like, oh my gosh, everything's bad. But I'm like, all right, I'm looking at that Thunderspeaker's board, and it's like that's workable. It would have been a lot better, had events not prevented me from killing things, right? That not this town, this city still existing is also gross, right? Because that's what makes that become a town, right? There's like things that happen with that city not going away. So I think 2 opportunities where I had things set up to demolish a city and then the city stay on the board for whatever reason. Like that was a really like bad kick in the balls. Where you're like, oh, come on, man. But super fun, man. I still have really good time with it. I mean, it felt a lot. I'd rather lose the way I lost today than the last time where it was just like, oh, card flipped and oh, now I have to add blight. You're like, oh, come on, dude. Like, it's so stupid. Like, but yeah, what Spirit Island is still delivering the puzzles and making you think like, what if and what if I had done that, and like that after analysis, right? Like the games that just really start making you think about, what could I have done this? Could that small thing I did then, if I had done this other small thing, what could that have led to? Like say butterfly effect stuff, it's pretty cool. But that is a charm, says Lena Kim. Victory is not for granted and sometimes impossible. Thanks for a good game. Thank you, Lena Kim. Sajid, I am back. Is this the let's explain why I lost section of the stream? um, it's more of let's analyze how bad I played. Or if I did, right? Or is this one of those things you were doomed from the beginning? That's the great games make you consider it. But no, this is really fun. This is a super fun playthrough. It was a good way to start the week. So we'll be back tomorrow. We have Set a Watch with the Outriders expansion. I am not using the Swords of the Coin content. Been playing with some ideas about how to build decks for that game. I think I kind of like where I landed, so we'll discuss that tomorrow. But yeah, still really loving that game. The Outriders do add some nice little wrinkles. We'll see how that goes tomorrow. My biggest problem with that is I just keep finding ways to lose because I keep running out of Unhallowed by playing Uninsane. So maybe I need to stop playing Uninsane. And then Wednesday, the current plan I think is Uprising. Thursday, Too Many Bones. Friday is going to be a double header with Warp's Edge, followed by Mage Night. So I have a patron challenge for Mage Night, which all y'all are gonna love. I'm just gonna tease it. I won't even tell you what it is. So we'll figure it out. But if when it goes public, you'll probably figure it out pretty quick, and I'll probably actually write it in the description. So I know I'm making you read. Here's your homework assignment for the week. Saja says I will take a nasty win any day over a nice loss. I completely missed the early part. Do we have a Maze Night this week? Yeah, Maze Night on Friday. I'm going to do a doubleheader Friday. That's the plan. That is the absolute plan. I'm trying to make up for some lost time from last week. And next week, I am out of town. So no streams for next week. But I also have my top 10 dropping probably tomorrow, maybe Wednesday. But that is going to be released. Again, it's my April top 10, which is coming out in May. So it's been a rough couple of weeks, dudes. Sajid, what for Friday then? Yeah, Friday's gonna be a nice doubleheader. I'm pretty excited about. Man, I have my patrons come up with some clever crap, and it's been really fun to be like, oh, that's cool. Like I'm glad that's gonna be a fun little change of pace. So Sadge says boo for next week. Yeah, sorry, man. Mrs. Playthrough still has an insane amount of travel lust from the time where the world shut down for a little bit there. So we're making up for lost time. I have three. I have a lot of travel the rest of this year, so there will be probably 3 or 4 weeks that I'm gonna be not streaming, but I will promise to do whatever I can to get extra streams in the week before and the week after to keep the content level pretty similar to last year. Tony says, don't know outright is enough, but I like the story in the rulebook that Seta Watts and Swords of the Coin are doing different eras of the kingdom. Interesting. Makes a bit of sense to not mix the monsters with that logic. Yeah, the Outriders, it's it's a thing. Outriders make you. I think they're kind of almost like the slice and dice baddies, where like you kind of can add them to both, but I wouldn't. I don't want to mix everything. Everything that just feels dumb, and just way too random and way too swingy. But if you throw Outriders with the base set and then you kind of separate them out, throw Outriders with the Swords of the Coin, it's one of those things. I think they could have done a better job in just being clearer about how to combine all the content, and then you add the Swords of the Coin as the merchant stuff, which it's fine. I don't love it. It just adds another wrinkle that may or may not be necessary. But it does mean that some characters are a little awkward to kind of bring backwards, and I don't know. All of it's a little weird. And see you next week. Yes, Tony, I will see you next week. Sajid, if you visit us over here, I will forgive you. And Lena Kim says, and more Imperium. No. I sold Imperium. Imperium's out. Sorry. I I I'm really I was like I had intentions to explore it more, and I just was like I just did not like it enough to want to, and I had so many other games that I liked exploring that I was just like, all right, this, I feel like I gave it the good college try, and I feel pretty good where I ended up with it, and I just was like, you know what, this game is just not going to work for me ultimately, so it was time to move it on. Lena, Lena Kim says no. I'm sorry. I also sold Nemo's War. I mean, it's in good company. If you look at some of the games I've sold, like it's in good company. Like it's just that I was not enjoying exploring that game, and nor was I enjoying, you know, I wasn't enjoying the wins. I was like the amount of time I felt like I was going to need to invest to really have that game click for me. I just felt the juice wasn't worth the squeeze, and I was just ready to move on. Lena Kim says, "I see, yeah." But I look, I people, especially if I had more of a, if I was less ignorant about history and stuff like that, I think I could have found myself, more intrigued by what was happening. I was very impressed by it on some levels. I was so unimpressed with it on some other levels. I thought the production was kind of offensive is a hard word. There was a lack of thoughtfulness for player experience in a way that always bothered me with it. That was like even more like, dude, like if you're not gonna give me the courtesy of like a score pad or like a workable insert, like why do I want to give you the courtesy of investing in? Why do I care about this game, right? And I don't know. It bothered me. I'm weird. Like things bother me sometimes. Yeah. So, look, but for people who like love that game, like I get it, man. And if you love deck builders, especially, like I'm not a big deck builder guy in general. So coming in, it was already going to be a little bit of a hard sell. But I picked it up for pretty cheap. I only got one of the boxes, not the two, and I think I got the one that I was more likely to like, and just ultimately did not find what it did engaging with the things I like most about games to want to keep it around for sure. Nemo is out too, dude. You are ruthless. Not that I care for that one, so whatever. Yeah, Nemo, I enjoyed exploring. I just knew I was never gonna like it to want to keep it. Just the unmitigated randomness in a game that is score based was like, nah, nah. I look. There's a lot of unmitigated randomness with Trickster. There's a lot of things that went very poorly for me today, but it's a win-based game, and the idea is, oh, can I still just hold on? Can I find some way to still turn this into a win? But when it's score-based, it doesn't work like that. You're like, oh, I see. So I'm never going to score well this game, and I might do okay, but I'm never going to do really well. And like for me, that was so unsatisfying that I was like, I'm never going to want to keep this game around. But I did really enjoy exploring it. I think there's a lot that it has to offer. But for me, I mean, Victory Point Games has been such an important part of my journey as a solo gamer that I really respect it, and I respect Darkest Night Second Edition as well in the same category. But like, woof, I mean, when it comes down to it, like I love Dawn of the Zeds so much that when I play anything else Victory Point Games does, I'm always like, why am I not playing Zeds? Because Zeds is a much more enjoyable experience for me, for sure. Sagittarius, I'll be honest, Imperium has dropped slightly for me too. Still top 10, but definitely a bit down. Nah, man, it's a cool game. Like people love it, you know. And especially I think a lot of history buffs just really, really dig it, which lets me think that I just I wish I had more of like a touch point with what it was trying to do. Wait, you're not going to score this? I scored a 61, Tony. Actually, it was this one. I scored a 46. That's my guess. My uneducated guess as to what. Oh, Sagitt, SI can be scored. Yes, it's so stupid. And like the scores are just absolutely. I mean, it's dumber than scoring Maze Knight for me. And if you love scoring your games, I'm sorry. I think it's useful from a standpoint if you want to compare. And I think Maze Knight's almost similar. If you want to compare the same setup and see how you do over multiple games against the same adversary, that's maybe interesting to me. But you know, like the things you get scored on, how many dahan are left on the board, how much blight there is. Well, the blight using spirit's going to be garbage. It's like how Arethia's, her score is always going to be worse for the most part than Tovak or Norawas in an equally good game because she's probably going to have some wounds hanging around in her deck, right? Um, so it's not an apples to apples thing. And yeah, but you can definitely score Spirit Island. You score based on blight, like how many dahan. I don't know. It's really silly. But some people, man, they need their scoring, so it's a thing. It's so funny. Yeah, I've never scored Spirit Island. Tony does because Tony is insane and he keeps track on his little app there. Outside of two teaching games, I have not scored Maze Knight in my last 450-ish hours. Greg and I just make fun of the fact that you can score Spirit Island. Yeah. I jest again. If you love scoring, man, that's great. It's not for me. It's definitely not for me. That sounds stupid too. Yeah, it's. I don't know, man. It is what it is. One of my favorite comments of all time was still how I was told I wasn't playing Maze Knight the way it was intended to be played because I didn't score it, and it. I guess the theory is since I wasn't scoring it, I make decisions that allow me to be more powerful, forsaking my score. And my comment back was like, I play at such high levels that I think the two are related. Like you need to defeat the cities to get the highest score. Like I don't know what I would do differently if I cared about score other than to give myself one extra turn to do random stuff to get a couple extra points. So I almost think it came from a little bit of like a misunderstanding of the game and how I play it and the level I play it at. But it was a really interesting like thought exercise, but that was like something obviously I don't agree with on any level. But I was like, okay, that's fine. Apples to apples again. My app scores it, and then we make fun of that. Well, you know, to each their own. Yelp. So, cool. Good times, man. Well, everyone to score all of their games is the moral of the story. That's what you learned today on solo playthroughs. I'm gonna put this away and get to work editing my top 10 is really what I need to do today. So I'm super excited about that. Thank you so much for everyone who joined in. This was fun. Sagitt, Tony, Lena, Kim, bringing it up in the end. And who was here? Carib is here. Mark Archibald was here. Gabriel, bring in the knowledge. What a fun way to start the week. I hope everybody's having an amazing week so far early on. I hope everyone had a great weekend as well. I hope there's lots of gaming in your near future as we enter into another week here. And we're at 5,000 subscribers now, kids. So that means that everything's going to change and it's all bigger and better. And it just means it's the same crap over and over. but it's crap we love, so that's all good. If you're doing the kind of shenanigans we are up to, scoring is just a hindrance. If it works out, great. Okay, otherwise, yeah, whatever. Yeah, Satch says yes. Let's go. Edit. I'm off. Cheers, everyone. Cheers to you, sir. Get some Maze Nut in. Good luck with that 3-player game in whatever you decide to do. And everybody else, thanks for joining me. Until next time, happy gaming.
Solo.